Malawian boy.
What's up, people? How you doing? Welcome to the show. Let me just get one of my headphones. I don't know where it is. I don't know where I left it. But anyway, what's up, people? Welcome to the show. We're doing a Q&A today, but we've already got people asking questions. Unfortunately, there was a lot of questions that were asked by people who are from another time zone. But the issue is, I think YouTube decided to get rid of those questions. Only a few have shown up, so we're just gonna work with some of the questions we have. But guys, if you're getting involved today, it's a Q&A, so it's an open floor. Ask whatever you want. If it's about football in general, the transfers, we'll talk about Chelsea, because somebody at the beginning yesterday asked about Chelsea, saying, what do you think of Chelsea's transfers? Somebody asked about Liverpool. What do you think of Liverpool's downfall? Are you enjoying it? Yes, I am. I'll say it with a straight face. I love Liverpool suffering. Klopp is a fraud. We can now see. I'm joined by my good friend, Carl. How you doing today, man?
Well, good morning, Patrick. Yeah, a little.
Good morning. Oh, it's morning in America, isn't it?
Well, it's just past 12, so afternoon, I guess. Yeah, I'm okay. Just a little bit under weather, just a little bit, you know. Just a slight cold. You know, when you're coaching kids, man, every day, you know, it's like.
Yeah, the weather. You have to go in a different weather. Yeah. So as I said, I saw questions yesterday that were pre-put by people. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, Devil Down Under. Your question, I saw it, but I don't remember it. But the questions I remembered, I wrote them down. But the issue we have is the people were putting questions. YouTube was refreshing them. Do you get it? It looks like they were refreshed. So some of the questions are still here, which is great. But guys who are watching right now, like the vid, don't be a fraud, like the vid, and put a question. Ask us about anything. As I said, it's an open floor Q&A. We were due for this. The questions mostly will be answered by Carl and myself, but Carl is going to take over the show because he loves Q&A, so he'll be doing the reading. And as I said, it can be about Man City, it can be about transfers and general football. We can talk about the Prem or any other questions. So the questions are in. Let me welcome Africa Guru. Says, would you sign Mitoma from Brighton? Veda Game says, full health, can you list the best 11 and the backup per position? I'm pretty sure Veda Games is a City fan. He's talking about City. Colin says, Patrick, I need to join the panel, my guy. The problem is I'm on Instagram and Facebook. Advice. Okay, I think I'll give you my Instagram. I don't remember my Instagram, but I think I'll find it and dig it up. I also told you can email me. Is Bernardo staying or leaving? Where do you guys think he goes if he leaves? So that's another question there. Twisted in the building. Twisted, behave yourself. I know what you're here for. You're an agenda mention. FIFA, how you doing, man? Hope you're well. Guys, like the video. Let's get this Q&A going. So, Carl, there's the first question. It's about Mitoma. Mitoma plays for Brighton. He's played 14 games for them. He's been one of the best wingers in Europe. I'm pretty sure. Would you sign Mitoma from Brighton? Is a question coming from a City fan. So, well, what's your answer?
African Rain Guru, welcome to the show. Would I sign Mitoma from Brighton? Yes, I would. Because what I've seen, so first of all, Brighton recruit great players. We've seen so many players that they recruited have gone to other clubs. We talk about, you know, for example, Cancelo almost left this season. We talk about other players that they've let go to Trossard, to Arsenal. So many great players that they've let go. Here's another guy who I've kind of studied him a little bit, and is a guy who has a master's degree in learning a thesis, in learning how to dribble the opposition. So when you see him play the left wing and he's making those incredible moves, incredible passes, the guy is good and he's quick. Would I sign him? Absolutely, I would sign him. I would sign him 100%. Even if he doesn't start for us, he's definitely a good option to come off the bench and help us out.
What about yourself, What about yourself, my good friend Veda Games, who's just joined us? Welcome to the show, guys. Go subscribe to Veda Games. I was in a rush to edit this, but I was adding a few tags. If you go to my most of my videos, you'll find a Veda Games tags. I'm gonna add it to this one too. It's just that I forgot the time. That is almost 5. I was cooking, and then here's boom, it's 5. But anyway, Veda Games. What do you think of Mitoma? Was at Brighton. Brighton, who are one of the most difficult clubs right now to deal with. They seem to have taken over from Napoli.
Yeah, man, I can't say. There's so much I can say about Brighton and what they've been doing, man, because we know what's happened with them. So much transition, coaching staff to manager, but they keep it flowing, they keep it going. So, in terms of the project, it's got to be exciting. I think the fan base have got to be excited for what they're seeing because they continue to compete, and they compete against all clubs within this league right now. So it's great to watch. Matoma, this, you know what? Players that are intelligent, you always have to admire. You always have to respect. So you can see in the intelligence within his game. It's the same way we admired and we look at Akanji and what he's able to do, right? When a player's maybe knows their limitations, but then at the same time knows how to get the most out of themselves, you have to respect it. And I love the fact that what Carl just mentioned with regards to a thesis. This is the person that actually took time to study something that they're focused on. So when I see him with the ball, and when I've seen what he's done to not only the opposition, but most recently the last game that they had, you have to respect it. And I think he's a quality in terms of a profile player, mentally and physically, that you would want on your team. Because it doesn't get spoken enough. We all talk about, on ability, physicality, pace of a player. But it's not often where you actually have someone that then looks at their mentality and their approach to the game. I respect that of him. And I think his future at Brighton or beyond is going to be great.
Yeah, it's going to be great. But I think if he finishes this season, at the rate he's going, I think somebody's picking him up. And you know what? Big up to Brighton. Big up to Brighton. They got this guy for 2 million or 2.5 million or 3 million from the J League. Some of the clubs should start taking notes from Brighton. They're buying players from leagues that are not that popular, but they're buying somebody who's good in that league. Same way as they bought the guy from Ecuador, the defensive midfielder that everybody was fighting for. Apparently, that same defensive midfielder, guys, I don't know if you know this, not only did United reject Alvarez and reject a few players that have been picked up right now. Ragnick, is it Ragnick? Is Ragnick? Yeah, Ragnick. That was Thor. Okay, Ragnick scouted Alvarez. He wanted Alvarez at United. They didn't want to take a risk on him. He wanted the guy from Ecuador that charged him 70 million to Arsenal. For 5 million, they were going to sign him. Then all he says, no, I have enough defensive midfielders. Talking about McTominay and Fred. So, guys, take points from this Brighton. Same thing as City have done. Maximo Peron for 8 million. Let's not forget Alvarez for 14 million. Sometimes it's good to go to these leagues and dig somebody. I always believe when you're good, you're good. It doesn't matter what league it is. Anything else you want to say on Mitoma before we move on to the question by Veda Games?
No, let's move to the next question. Oh, this is a tough one. Yeah. So this is all subjective, Veda, because
you're going to have to read it out, though, Carl.
Yeah, so the question is,
like you did last time.
Full health, can you list the best 11 and backup per position? This is always going to be subjective. So my best 11 may not be Patrick's best 11. It may not be Veda's best 11. So it's very subjective. But if you ask me, I would like to see as my best 11. I'll start with the front three. I'm starting with Erling Haaland, central. I'm starting with Alvarez on the left, Riyad Mahrez on the right. The 2 10s would be, in my opinion, would be De Bruyne, Bernardo. Would the back 2 6s would be Rodri and either Stones or Rico. And then the back 3 would be Ake, Laporte, and let's say Stones. That's it. Like Ake, Laporte, Stones, Rico, Rodri, De Bruyne, Bernardo, and the front 3 of Haaland, Alvarez, and Mahrez. And that's kind of my own personal best 11. Backups, I think we know who they are. Left to be Grealish. Central, we don't have a backup there because Alvarez is already playing. I would go Palmer on the right, the Gundogan, Maybe I'll probably play Gomez in midfield, Phillips, Walker, and then we know Diaz is there. We know the rest of them, so Akanji and co. But yeah, for me, that's my 11. I don't know, Vader, you have a different 11?
Well, I wanted to pose a question to you guys because as I was going through it, I just and not as a negative, definitely not as a negative, but as an opportunity. When I was looking at the 11, I was like, you know what? We still have players to fill this squad. We still have players that are going to be needed by position when we really look at it. So I want to ask that out there. It's probably something that we can continue to look at, maybe as we speculate for the summer window down the road, or as we continue to look at the academy players and who's coming through. But I just wanted to pose that with regards to the 11. So it's a nice exercise moving forward.
Yeah, look, it depends on who you prefer, because for me, I think Alvarez has become undroppable for me. That's just my opinion. And you said on full health, John Stones is my center back when healthy. I think he's earned the right and earned the support from all of us to be with one of the first choice seniors. I think his only downfall for John Stones is he's injured. Do you know what I like about Ruben Diaz? People keep saying Ruben Diaz right now is on the sideline. I think for him, with his age, I think that's why he's patient. He's probably the youngest out of the whole group, and he can take his time. Do you get what I mean? And I think he's somebody who will become amazing. But what Kawa said, I agree with that. I don't know if Adam was here and agrees with what.
Pat, let's City. I know City fans are disappointed. Oh, Cancelo left, etc., etc. But think about this, right? Imagine a back three of a fit Diaz through the middle, Stones on the right, Ake or Laporte on the left. Now, with that, let's say it's Laporte, Diaz, and Stones. Ake is on the bench. Akanji's on the bench. Are you hearing me? If they're all fit and firing together, let's say the last game of the season and they're all fit, and you play Ake, Laporte, and Stones, you get two quality players who will enter any team on the bench. So if Joao wants to leave because he's not getting game time, bye, buddy. You can go. You still got Walk on the bench. It's like, seriously. So that's a great question, Vade. I'm glad you brought it up because it's a reminder of kind of reminding ourselves of where we are and who we are, what we need to do. It's clear.
Yeah. There's a question that I know that. Remember, I told you there were some questions that were deleted, so I'm going to address them. But it's a good thing that one of the Bayern fans here has said, I think, from a Bayern fan, thank you for Cancelo. What a baller. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you very much. Appreciate the super chat. So there was a question here. Wait. So there's a question. One of the questions that got deleted, somebody said, are you guys going to lose? He said, are you guys going to lose out on Cancelo? And is giving Cancelo away a mistake by Pep?
No, let me explain. And you're welcome, Samasa H. You're welcome. Yes, he's a baller because you're playing Mainz away, 0-5 away. When you're playing Paris Saint-Germain, you play Cancelo as a right back against Mbappe. If he recovers, you have a problem. He's a great guy going forward, but in certain moments, his concentration goes and you're in behind. I can mention Salah at Anfield, where Salah did that wonder goal. I can mention Salah again at Anfield this season, where Salah's 1-1 in the game. I can mention the red card against Fulham. We can mention so many games. He didn't even start the UCL final because Pep didn't trust him enough to play the UCL final. So while he's a great player, offensively, he lacks the defensive discipline in order to protect you from big games, PSG, Real Madrid. The big games are going to come up in the UCL. That's where his issue is. That's why he hasn't started. Even his manager in Portugal dropped him for the round of 16 knockout phases because they didn't trust him enough in those transitions. They trusted Dallo. So that's kind of the yin and the yang, if you would, about him. He's a great player offensively, but defensively, he has questions he needs to answer.
What about that? What about Veta and Adam? I have been seeing. Look. At the end of the day, a lot of Bayern fans, some Bayern fans are saying thank you very much because we were struggling. Pavard did not look great at the World Cup. He wants to leave. He wants to go to Barcelona. That's Pavard from Bayern Munich. City fans, some say they care, some say they don't care. If he's got bad attitude, it doesn't matter. You're not bigger than the club. We've had players like Yaya, big players like Yaya, who are crying over cake, leave the club. We've got David Silva, who's left when he came of age. So City have actually sent more like higher level players, like players that were considered as part of this City team as legends out. So, Veta, looking at Cancelo, who we know from the history of Cancelo that he throws his toys at the pram, that was known. I was just hoping that he doesn't do it at City, because after 1 year ago when he extended, he said he feels like family here, he feels happy here, and this is the place he can achieve everything he wants to achieve. But going to Valencia, going to Inter fans told me, Juve fans told me that he's a baller, but if you challenge him, somebody comes in to challenge him and he gets dropped, he's not happy with that. Looks like that's happened, because he was dropped by Portugal for Dallo. He came back, he was off for Lewis and Ake. So what do you think? Do you think it's a mistake by City, or it's the right decision?
It's how he dealt with being dropped. This is the thing with Cancelo. And every player, you want every player to be hungry. You want every player to want to play. You want every player to be like, oh, I'm being benched, to have that burning desire to be on the pitch. That's fine. That's calm. I'm cool with that. You want every player to have that type of mentality. But what you don't want is a player that's being asked to show form to earn that time, and then become a brat. Then become a player that's not going to listen to a manager. Then become a player that's actually going to get in the face of a manager and threaten their authority or their perspective. That's where you lose me. If we want a team of fighters, you want everyone amongst you to be fighters. Once you have a chink in the armor, once you have a weak link, if they're not for the squad, if they're not for the team, they've got to go. Having the desire to play is cool. I'm with it. But when you have the mentality to then want to fight against your manager and not be supportive of your teammates, you're out the door. So I don't think it's a mistake from City to be like, Cancelo, it's not working out. We'll see you on. Go, you're now on loan. Because the mentality could be poisonous. It could be venomous within a squad when you're trying to continue to get the most out of every player. You don't want. We've been on teams. We've been in areas, whether it's work life or sports life, where someone's gunning for your position, right? Someone maybe wants to take your spot. But it's one thing when they're not still working for the company for the success of what you have to do. And he wasn't there for it. So I don't think City made a mistake to let him go, because it would have been a problem had he remained. I think he's going to remain a talented person. Ability, great. Physical ability, fantastic. But if your mentality doesn't match, I don't want you around. I'm going to do a show later on today where I'm going to talk about it's important to have the physicality strength, but it's equally as important to have the mentality strength in this day and age, especially. And if you don't have it, you got to go. Unfortunately, you got to go. And I think City made the right choice.
Yeah, and some of these articles that are saying he feels is the best ever since Inter, so he doesn't see the reason of being dropped. So he doesn't accept being dropped. I wouldn't like such a player. Go ahead, Adam.
You know what it is, Patrick? I just got to use that simple analogy. If you've got one bad apple, yeah, you're not gonna put it in the like. Say, imagine you've got like a brewery company. You're not gonna put one bad apple, yeah, within the other bad apple to say sorry for my language, to mess up or fuck up your beer or your produce. So that's the same thing with Cancelo. He's the bad apple, and you're not gonna put him or leave him in the squad. I look for, as much as I've been criticizing Grealish and Mahrez here, yeah, they were somewhere out of they worked and they got themselves, they worked hard. Like, look at Mahrez, he worked really hard to get himself back into the team and got back to the Mahrez that we know, yeah. But like what Vega said, rather than per se bitching and moaning and throwing your toys out the pram, yeah, why don't you work yourself in, like, or work yourself on training, yeah, show the manager, that look, that you can start me and make him question it.
And the problem is that's not the problem. Oh, that is part of the problem. Sorry, the real problem is Rico Lewis. An 18-year-old kid comes from the academy and takes your spot. In your mind, your psychology, you can't process that. It's too much. It's too much. And against Tottenham, against Chelsea, you get subbed up at halftime because you're not performing. It's too much. It's hard to process that. You think you're a superstar, Juventus, Inter Milan, Valencia, et cetera, in the team of the year last season. And then you have Rico Lewis, 18-year-old, come in and play the game better than you can play, defensively and offensively. Defensively, especially defensively. Let's not forget, the same exact thing that Salah did to him at Anfield, Salah tried it again in the game that we played in the Carabao Cup. The same exact thing, the same exact corner. And what does Rico do? Rico clears out Salah on the ball. He gets injured. Somebody stepped on his private parts. What does Cancelo do? Raises his hand, gets bullied off the ball. It's a goal, 1-0. We're done. Brighton put 3 past them. We lose to them away at Anfield. So let's be clear. This season, the guy has been poor. Let's be clear. And instead of saying, okay, I'm going to fight and make sure this 18-year-old kid and show them that I'm not on his level, you go and complain. You want to kick your players in training. You're not happy with Ake. You throw the ball at the manager. You cause all kinds of problems. Buddy, you're out, man. Let Bayern go deal with that. At Bayern, don't start him at Bayern and see what happens to him.
Yeah, so let's move on to the next question, Carl. Here's the next question for you from Samir, Carl. Is Bernardo staying or leaving? And where do you guys think he goes if he leaves? Just for me on that question is, I think Bernardo, there's a high percentage is leaving. And he keeps saying he wants by the age of 31, 32 to be at Benfica. Now, this is the thing to the panel. Samir, this is a good question, by the way. Guys, keep the questions coming. We're going to be trying to move. I know we were so passionate about Cancelo. It's just that's what happens when you lose a player. But according to Bernardo, he said 32, he wants to be at Benfica. This is just me. As much as Benfica have money, I don't think the deal is Benfica wants to buy him. So this is my thing. If he goes to another team, he's signing a contract. I'm pretty sure Barcelona or whoever takes Bernardo Silva, they're not going to be kind to say, oh, okay, right now you're this age, maybe by 32, okay, let's just make your contract less so that by 32, you can go to Benfica for free. I doubt that will happen. Thus, he says he's always wanted to go to Benfica run his contract down. Do you think he's going to run that contract with us? Because I don't know if Barcelona are coming back for him because they don't look like there's plans of bringing him.
Pat, let's put things in perspective. Bernardo Silva joined City when he was 22. His birthday's in August. It's going to be 29. 29 years old. He spent 7 years at City. Now, for that alone, I give him all the credit. I respect his decision. I think he's saying, guys, I want to go to Benfica when I'm 31 or whatever it is. I got 2 years left of my contract. Let me run it down and go to Benfica on a free. I don't see a problem with that. If I spent 10 years at City, heck, I don't see a problem letting the guy go for free to Benfica when he's 31. Why not?
I think nobody has the issue with that. But now, let's say, for instance, does he still want to stay? Now, I'm going to throw it to Veta. Do you think he still wants to stay and run his contract as Carl say? Or you think, okay, whoever comes for him, he's going to take that deal?
It's tricky, man. It's tricky because it's all about leverage. And is it going to make financial sense? Is it going to make contract length sense? Is it going to make sense for the player to be, quote unquote, happy and want to deliver? I think all factors are going to have to be played out because there's a reason why Bernardo also hasn't left. If his desire was to go somewhere warmer or to go to somewhere where it made more sense for him and his family, he would have done it already. But it's got to make sense for everything involved. I don't begrudge him for it. I don't have any hate on him for having those ideas that he wants to have or some of those goals that he wants to accomplish before his career is over. I just be professional while you're here. Just commit 100% while you're here. If you're having all those negotiations happening in the background, let it be. But play at your maximum level while you're here. I think it's going to be interesting for any club to say, like Carl mentioned, okay, you have aspirations to get there before you're 31, 32. well, is it going to make sense for what I want to pay you or how long this contract needs to be for that to work out? It's going to be up to Bernardo to know that. I know for a fact that because he's been looking to leave or he's had that kind of itch to go, City's already got 2, 3, 4 names on who's going to be, quote unquote, replacing him when it's time for him to go. It's going to have to make the best sense for the club.
Yeah, that's true. Anyway, guys, those two guys have answered. You guys, Hamza and Adam, you can answer the next ones. How you doing, man? Hi, gentlemen. Hope you are both well. I think that was before everybody came in. FIFA, how you doing, man? YSK, how you doing? Carl, I think this one goes for you. Carl, what qualifies your footballing opinions? You sound like Pep 2.0 sometimes.
Well, like Pep, I'm kind of a maniac sometimes. I just love the game. That's it. I just love the game. And I talk with great friends like Patrick, like Vader, like Hamza. We talk all the time. Like Adam, we talk on WhatsApp all the time. We explore ourselves. We disagree. We agree. We debate. We talk. I just love the game. I just love the game. I coach the game. I love the game. I play the game. I just enjoy it, mate. And I'm trying to enjoy this moment in time where we are dominating England. It may not always be like this. So why not now? Yeah. So it's just Pep 2.0, which I wish. Give me his money, I'm fine. Give me his money, I'm okay.
Big up to Daniel, man. Daniel, everybody in the comments, big up to you, all of you guys. Let's keep going. YSK, this one is going to go to Hamza since you just came in, Hamza, here with us.
Big up everyone, man. Big up everyone. Sorry for being late.
No, it's fine, man. It's fine. Don't worry about it. We're chill. Thoughts on Sabitzer transfer? I always liked him. Now he's at United.
See, I don't really. I think he's a good player, Sabitzer. I think he's a good player, but he's not for me. I don't like him personally. I don't think I don't think if he came to City, for example, I think he'd benefit more going to Manchester United than coming to us. That's my opinion. I mean, everyone has an opinion, but I don't know about you guys, but I don't like Sabitzer, man. I'll be honest. I don't really rate him like that, Patrick. I'll be real. I don't. I'll be honest.
What about yourself, Adam? Do you also don't rate Sabitzer or like Hamza?
To be honest with you, I've not seen him play that much. I think when he was at RB Leipzig, yeah, he was great, but at Bayern Munich, I've not seen him that much.
He carried the team at a point in time as the captain. He was great as a midfielder. To be honest with you, I think Bayern. This is just my thing. I think Bayern bought Sabitzer just to weaken RB Leipzig because they bought him and they were just benching him. You know what I mean?
That's true, because he was good at Leipzig. He was good at Leipzig, but then when he went to Bayern, he just dropped off. He completely dropped off.
Yeah, I think they just bought him to. I don't know the Bayern fan. Or do you think I'm wrong? I think you guys just bought him to weaken somebody who you thought was a bit of a threat. The same way you bought that defender, I think was just to weaken them. Hayo by FIFA, how you doing, man? AD744, how you doing? As I said, ask about Man City transfers, general football. You can ask about other clubs. You can ask us. There was another one asking about Liverpool. We're going to talk about that. I just want to answer your questions. Welcome, how you doing? Reckon we get Messi.
I wish. No. Oh, if that happens,
what's going on with this contract?
That'd be lovely. Pardon?
What's going on with this contract?
Messi's contract. I think he's. I mean, I'm hearing rumors that he's signing, and then I'm hearing rumors that he's not. So it's a bit of a. For me, I don't know. I've not got really a source that can tell me that he's definitely signing. But I've got fans that are telling me he's signing. I've got some that are telling me he's not. So I don't know. I think they'll offer him a contract though.
Patrick, you know what this smells of? I think Barcelona are gonna be sniffing around.
He's that guy. He's gonna retire. That he's that guy.
Yeah, but will Messi take a pay cut? Will Messi take a pay cut, Adam? Though, do you think he'll take a massive pay cut?
If I were him, I would. After I've won the World Cup, I would.
Look, not a pay cut, but what? Not a pay cut, but you know what they will do? They would like come to an agreement where they say pay him the fee after say a certain amount of years.
Adam, you'll give him a 10-year contract like Chelsea. That's what they'll do.
Speaking of that, that's one of the topics we're gonna talk about spending. Somebody said, "Oh, this Chelsea spending, can it be explained?" Mr. Kundorian is gonna jump on that. But let's go here. Gundogan, Bernardo pivot or Rodri in midfield?
I'm a bit confused. Wait, is he saying Rodri on his own? What does he mean?
I'm
Oh,
pretty
so
sure I
he's
think
saying-
he's
I think
talking
he's
about
saying-
Gundo and Bernardo playing as the double pivot
No,
behind
Gundo
Oh,
them.
and then
Rodri and
Rodri
Bernardo.
behind them. Yeah.
Rodri and Bernardo, Rodri every day. Rodri and Bernardo are more controlled.
Yeah,
Mhm.
100%. I don't think Gundo and Bernardo would work. I think it'd work, but
No. It works when they're the two attacking. It worked.
It has
Remember,
worked.
it worked in the other season.
It depends on who we're playing, right, Patrick? It depends on who we're playing,
Yeah.
right? If you're playing Crystal Palace, you don't want to have Gundogan and Bernardo in the middle because of the physicality that they have
Yeah,
You
and
know.
pace. Yeah.
and pace. Exactly.
because Gundo gets run over he gets run too many times, man.
Yeah.
He gets outrun too many times. I prefer Leao. Why is our fan base talking for Leao?
He's
can I
having a
ask?
great season. No,
Yeah,
I mean he is having a
about,
great
uh,
season.
somebody asked us that,
honestly,
would you sign Mitoma?
no
So I
disrespect.
think people are saying.
He had a great season last year. This season, not so
Can
much.
someone keep me updated with this kid? Because I don't watch AC Milan. Is he good? Would you say he's a good player? Because from the World
He
Cup,
is.
I
He's
think he was
good.
decent.
He's good. He's
He
good.
is
He's a good
good.
player.
Would you
you
say
know what?
he'd do well with us? Would you say?
Well, that's just it. When you see it, when you see an ability or you see a skill set as good as they are, you can see how they could cook under Pep
Yeah.
and under City, right? So it's
Yeah.
not like he's phenomenal and you're gonna say he's the very best at his position right now, but you can see based off of his skill set and profile where he could suit us very well. But yeah, I mean, Daniel and some fans, he's the new shiny thing, man. The guy's doing his thing.
Yeah, you're right. No, that's fair enough, man. I didn't know because I don't really watch AC Milan. So I mean, I watched him in the World Cup. He looked impressive in the World Cup, but I wouldn't say for nine. I know AC Milan are gonna say we want 90 million or 100 million, or
Yeah.
maybe more. So I don't know if it's worth it or not, to be honest.
Okay, so I think we already answered the would you prefer the Gundo one. So now we're like, is it true that Silva Gundo are leaving in this summer?
We don't know. We don't know.
There was
We don't
rumors.
know.
There was
Yeah.
rumors months ago about Gundo, but right now there's a renewal of a contract. Silva,
Yeah,
we're not
we don't
sure.
know.
We wouldn't give you an
It's
answer on
50-50.
that.
We don't know.
Yeah, FIFA says Gundo signing a new contract. I'm sure. Hello, how you doing, Tally? How you doing, man? Bayern are never good defensives. We just outscore the opponent. That's a good one. That's a good one to
which
admit
is-
by
yeah,
Bayern.
but which
that's
is why-
true.
which
It's
is why
always
you
it was
lost.
always them outscoring somebody. Yeah. Do you
Yeah,
think
but the
Man
problem
City
with
will
that is,
sign
Patrick,
Davis?
if you remember the last Champions League against PSG, they played. PSG won both legs or got through because they couldn't defend. So there's a reason why you win championships. By Chelsea were not the best offensively, they won the champions by defending well. If you can't defend, you won't win the UCL. You just won't.
Yeah, she's
Defe-
admitting
defense is
anyway,
when you
that-
think.
that she's
Yeah.
admitting that. But so, do you think City will sign Davis?
No.
That's for
Nope,
better games.
no chance.
Better.
No.
Give it to better. Give it to better.
Oh,
Let
sorry,
Vetter-
Veta. Sorry, my bad, brother.
You're
my bad.
Canadian.
Sorry, brother.
Yo,
Canadian
did you hear how Hamza just crushed my dreams of us getting Davies? He just said no chance.
Oh, is that your dream? Is it your dream? Is it? I've just found out now. That's your dream.
Canada, man.
that's-
Canada.
That's
Canada
my Canadian
boys,
brother over there. He's been such a great talent for Bayern, man. There's no
no
chance that he's coming over here.
No chance.
There's no chance.
No chance.
Yeah, I don't
Phenomenal,
even.
though.
I think unless maybe Cancelo performs at a certain level and Bayern are desperate to want
But
Cancelo
Cancelo's
and they
playing
rate
right
him.
back. Cancelo's playing
Yeah,
right
but
wing back.
no, but I'm saying that unless maybe that situation happens and then maybe Davis is not way on, then we end up in some funny swap. You never happen. No, in football things happen.
Yeah.
Says Cancelo was a liability on the pitch.
Not all the
People
time.
already got
Not all the
Cancelo.
time. Not all the
Bayern will never let him go. We're not a selling club. Yeah, Bayern fan has already told you he can't defend. Is that Davis? Okay, or Cancelo? Cancelo couldn't defend to save his life. What is the single most important attribute of being a professional footballer?
Actually, apart from the skill, I mean, the difference between you and the other buddy is not just skill, but it's also attitude. I mean, this morning, let's give an example. This morning, right, I sent a tweet out about De Bruyne. De Bruyne's been here for now. How many? He's the longest 7 City player right now in the squad. Right? You never heard in the media about him. No complaints, no issues, no palaver, no I want to leave. No, he even negotiated his contract by himself. So your attitude towards the game, when you're not playing, when you're playing, when you're not playing well, when you're playing well. He was benched the last game against Tottenham. De Bruyne was benched, but he gets on with it. So your attitude towards the game is the single most important thing as well as skill and hard work and all those things, in my opinion.
That's also what
Great question.
is it Modric or whatever his name is. He has that tattoo saying talent, but also you need hard work. You need something extra. It's more than talent. And he said in his interview, that Modric kid, I know he's going with that video when he was young. I know people dig those videos. That video was already shown before he signed. But to be honest with you, I'm rating that kid. He looks dangerous. He looks like he's going to be trouble for many. But anyway, let's move on. Because there's a lot of questions here. Thank you for the questions, guys. Keep them coming. Carl wanted a Q&A, so he's got one. So keep them coming.
Not just me, everybody here. Hamza, Vader, Adam, you.
Yeah. So, dude, Bayern is not a defending
you said that
side.
already.
We just outscore. Yeah, we said that already. The right decision was to let him go, but mistake not to replace him. I think, look, we'll find out.
Yeah,
fair enough.
It's a fair comment, though. It's a fair comment, to be fair. It's a fair
comment. Yeah, it's a fair comment. But we will find out.
It's not a fair comment because it's not a fair comment, and I'll say why. Because the system we play for the 1 millionth time, the system we play is a 3 at the back.
I've converted
3-2-2-3. And we don't need a left back. We've got Laporte. We've got Ake for the left side. We've got Gomez.
Carl 2.0.
No. Carl has made me see the light.
No, but Hamza does have a very, very good point, right?
Patrick, you know is Carl has been.
Did he finally convert you?
No,
Carl made me see the light.
Carl has been cloning himself into Hamza using some.
No. Carl, what it is right. When Carl first mentioned about this 3-2-2-3 at the start, I was thinking, you know what? I think he's got a point. So when I watched our next game, I think it was against Wolves. It was Wolves, and then I noticed it, and I thought, you know what? Carl is spot on.
Well, the thing about it is, you have to ask yourself the question, right? If Guardiola is the manager, the GOAT, or probably one of the GOATs.
No, he's the GOAT. He's the GOAT.
Right, and he can play 3-2-2-3 without a left back. Well, who are we? Seriously.
Exactly.
We're fans and we have a voice. Somebody wrote that. Continue. Are you Tiki out? I think that is just between them. It's a conversation between them. Mbappe missing the first leg. We're lucky. I heard about that. He will cost you in the Champions League. Honestly, I don't like his attitude. Good thing is out. I'm close to. He says he's close to Tiki out. Shiki out. Abdullah, I don't think we.
Who's close to Tiki out?
Defensive. We outscore opponents. I've seen that already. Yeah. Abdullah, why? Okay,
these guys having a conversation in the comments.
Yeah, they are. Do you think Cancelo's family being mugged affected his performance?
No, I don't think so. I think
it was Fernandinho looked after him. In the documentary, he says, Man City and Fernandinho looked after me, and that's why I'm extending also my contract. He said it in this contract thing. Yeah, so that's a simple question for you, man.
And he was given the grace to have to work his way through it in time. No one was killing him for it at that time.
Exactly.
Yeah, Coutinho is still going on about Zinchenko and not being replaced. Well, this is what I can say to you guys. Guys, when Zinchenko came, and this is to the people who don't like Gomez. When Zinchenko came, he was a Gomez 2.0. Everybody hated him because he couldn't position himself. He was a young kid in a different country. People never took that into account. People slated Zinchenko, they wanted him out. But even when Zinchenko became good, everybody was still asking for a left back. So I don't understand why people are still crying over Zinchenko. Continue. I like your opinions. Most times I see you on the HH show, but let's let go of Zinchenko, man. Zinchenko is not coming back. That story is gone.
Patrick, I was going
to Arsenal. Yeah, go ahead.
Patrick, I was just going to jump in quickly. I was going to say, now that I think, obviously, recently I've been trying to figure out, you know how we said, I think in the last space, it made more sense why we're bringing in centre-backs. Now it makes a lot more sense why we got rid of Zinni. Because if we kept Zinni, he ain't playing. The way we're playing, he can't do that.
He ain't playing. Exactly. And Hamza, let me very clear.
Somebody wrote in the comments. He says Hamza is Cow 5.0.
Let me. No. Hamza.
Gundo's my teacher. He's my teacher.
Well, let me talk about Hamza's point about Zinchenko not playing in this system. Champions League final. All right. If you go watch it again, I haven't watched it. I watched it once, and I won't watch it again. I won't watch it again because it's too painful. Right. Gundogan, when that ball comes through to Havertz from Mount, okay, We only have one CDM in the middle because Zinchenko was out of position. We were supposed to play that 3-2. He was supposed to invert to the left next to Gundogan. That was the idea. He was out of position, exposing Gundogan, and Havertz scores a goal. Tottenham away 2 years ago. What happened? Same thing happened. Out of position, bang, goal. Now, he's been great for us, but in this new system, he just doesn't fit. Question is here.
Okay, it looks like you finished your speech. You want to take over from here, Carl, so you can
There's
go
a question
on
here
to the
from
next
Tari. Tari says, would you have taken Enzo Fernandez when he was at River Plate? Yes, I would. Yes, I would. Absolutely. I won't lie.
But
What
I think
about yourself, Hamza? Carl 2.0.
no, stop it. We are not. No, we're not starting.
Okay.
We aren't starting this now.
Pep
Flips,
2.0, Carl
Patrick.
2.0.
There's too many bad sides.
Yeah, go ahead, Hamza. Go ahead, Hamza.
I think big up Patrick, man. Everyone keep subscribing and subscribe to Veta's channel, Gundo's channel. Everyone. I was gonna say with Enzo, right? I would have loved to see Enzo with us, but this World Cup tax that obviously he's done well. He's a good player. Don't get me wrong. I'm not picking away, but the World Cup tax was so huge. Was so part of this, like 120 M's. I wouldn't have.
No.
I think he's saying
Gundo.
before Benfica signed him. Remember, he says we should have scooped him.
Yeah, for 15-20 minutes, scoop him. Yeah,
Exactly. I think 120 is too much, man. It's too much.
125, man. 125. They added 20
Oh,
on top of the
125.
105. Man, it's not euros, by the way, guys. I repeat, they paid 125 pounds. So he's become the most expensive. Yes, he's become the most expensive player. The British.
Adam, I tell you, if this, I like this boy. If he doesn't perform, oh my God, the pressure.
They're gonna slaughter him like a sheep.
He's gonna be finished. He has to perform.
So on that note, there was a question earlier on. Thank you for the question, Tally, man. Keep the questions going, guys. If you want to talk about Liverpool, we can laugh at Klopp and Liverpool. We can talk about it. Okay, we'll not laugh. We'll put some sense into it. But I saw this on Hamza's page, but I also remember the question somebody asked says, this is going to go to you, Carl, since you were doing the calculations on the group chat. Thank you very much, Hamza, for posting this. It just helped my job make it easy. I appreciate it, brother. Carl.
Yes, sir.
This team called Chelsea, that's number one at playing the victim card because they always say the underdogs in everything, regardless who they buy. They have spent so much. According to the records, this 552 is just from 2023 to 2022, 2023. But if you go to the time Saudi came in, these guys are the billion something. They've surpassed everybody. But quietly, the media is not saying anything. But how are they getting away with this? Where's FFP that used to be on our backs?
Well,
where is FFP?
A couple of things. Number one, that number you have there is actually not correct. It's actually 600 and something because they didn't add an Enzo, but by the time this
publication, it's without the Enzo thing, I think.
Right,
yeah.
So this is without Enzo. Okay, guys who are watching, the amount for Chelsea is before Enzo joined, so it's on 600 something. Keep going.
657 million pounds at least. I think that's what it is. So okay, so you ask about FFP, right? So the idea that we're hearing is the fact that they spread the payments out over 8 years or so. Fair enough. Okay, to make sure that their initial cost every single year is much lower. It's like buying a car, right? And instead of you getting a loan for 3 years, you extend the loan for 5 years or 7 years because you can't afford it. Let's be clear. The reason why they're having these 8-year contracts is not because they have some kind of genius deal or genius loophole. It's because they cannot afford to pay this guy on a contract for 3 or 5 years. They can't. That's the reason why. There's no other reason. None. There's no like long-term development. No. The reason why you're paying doing 8 years is because you can't afford it. Now, the problem arises with UEFA's new FSR. UEFA are saying now that, hey, guy, you can have an 8-year contract for all you like because you can't afford it for FFP. We, UEFA, are going to make sure the calculation of FFP is going to be 5 years. And if that happens, all of a sudden, when you're reporting your accounts, you have a massive hole that you need to fill. Massive hole. Because you thought you could do 8 years amortization, but UEFA is saying, hey, guy, we're going to use 5 years. We're not going to grandfather you. That's your problem. You go sort it out. So all of a sudden, a transaction that was supposed to be 8 years, in terms of reporting to UEFA, is not going to be 5 years, which means now you're going to be in the hole. Let's think about Lukaku, 100 million pounds. Nobody talks about it anymore. He was terrible. They had to loan him out to Inter Milan. That's still on their books. There's still 3 years left on the books. Imagine that was another 7 years left on the books. How do you manage that? You're going to loan him out again?
How do you offload him? Because this is an investment and a risk. Like Modric, I see there's potential, a high ceiling. I think he will succeed. If maybe something like injuries don't, but I think Modric is a good investment. But I heard rumors that this Chelsea are also banking on some of these guys balling, and they're waiting to sell them off in 2-3 years. You know, that's what he's also banking on to recoup the money. So I don't know what's going on, but it's good you have explained that. We can actually do a very special video, guys, on this, because Carl, once he starts talking about these.
The idea behind that whole thought is the fact that they believe that the valuation of players is going to increase exponentially to the point where the 100 million, 105 million for Enzo Fernandez may be worth 300 million in the future. That's the idea. Because if that's not the idea, there's no way you do that kind of deal for a guy who just played 6 months at Benfica that they bought for 10 million. You don't do that kind of deal.
That's a good profit, and I hear that the 41 million is going over to River Plate.
Right? I mean, and just be clear, everybody out there, just be clear, okay? This whole idea that somehow the other clubs didn't know about this loophole is utter nonsense. It's utter nonsense. Even if Finance 101 will tell you can amortize for any length of term. The issue is that they have the money, they don't need to. United, Liverpool, City don't need to do 8-year contracts because they have the resources to manage 5-year contract and the discipline to do so. It's not some unusual loophole that Chelsea found. No. It's not. The DOFs for all those top clubs know it's there. Tottenham know it's there. They just can't be bothered to because it doesn't make any financial sense. It doesn't. And then for FSL reporting, right? For UEFA reporting, if UEFA says we're going to calculate the time based on 5 years, and you have an 8-year contract, that 3 years gets removed. All of a sudden, if you have a 100 million pound player, which over 8 years, maybe it's around 15 million, all of a sudden it now becomes 20 million a year in your amortization. That kills your reporting. So, you know, if you they have some issues. And then again, if they do not make top four, and they don't win the Champions League, let's say they're in the Conference League, what do? Because now there's a gap between your revenue and your wages. What do? Oh, and by the way, a lot of these players you just bought, many of them went into City's first team squad. Does Fernandes get in for Rodri? No. Does Badiashile get in for Laporte? No. Does Ryan Sterling left? Mudryk, okay, maybe Mudryk for Grealish, but I'm yet to see this guy perform.
No, Mudryk. Grealish is better. Grealish is clear.
Okay, Hamza, there's a question here. I'm pretty sure you answered it before, but you can answer it very short. With no left back, do you guys with no left back, do you guys think 3 at the back will be good enough for the rest of the season to win titles?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
Yes.
You say with chest.
Yes, because Patrick, at the end of the day, right? We are playing good football. We are playing well. People are saying we're not as fluid, whatever. We're just getting used to having a proper number 9 that can score. And it's just that Arsenal are just doing better. We're not going, I don't think we're going downhill. I mean, somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I think the stats were very similar to last season this time round.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're not doing bad. It's just Arsenal doing better. That's it. And I think we can maintain this.
Correct. He's right. Let's be clear. What Hamza is talking about.
Let's move. Akao, if you stick on that one, we're going to take too long. We're going to have to move on from
there. No, let Gundogan.
It's all context, right?
2 seconds. 2 seconds. Go ahead.
No, Patrick.
Let's be clear, right? Right now.
There's a lot of questions, Hamza. Don't get him started. Don't get him started.
10 seconds. Go ahead. City are still on course right now based on what we've seen for 99 points. That's crazy. Mm-hmm. Arsenal have just been better. They're on course for 102 or 104.
Same as Barcelona has been better than Madrid in Spain. Same thing.
It is what it is. They just perform better. Now, let's see what happens second half of the season.
Exactly.
Next question.
Okay, so what about Frankie de Jong, guys? Somebody asked.
I'd love that. Love it. I'd love it.
You know.
I think he would be the perfect Bernardo Silva replacement. I would get that. I would take that exchange
You
right
know the
now.
funny
But I
thing,
don't know about
Patrick?
Frankie De Jong. Does he want to
Patrick
move?
Veda, the funny thing about this, Maxi is like Frankie.
Oh yeah, good one.
Yes,
You did
yeah,
mention that,
you
actually.
guys are bro.
You mentioned that, yeah.
Yep, Maxi is like Frankie.
I've seen a couple clips of Maxi. He's impressive. Did you
Maxi's
see
like
one of the assists he did when he was like outside the foot?
Oh man,
It was in the midfielders from far
I
out
saw
on the
that.
right hand
I
side.
saw it,
Oh
I saw
my god! Imagine him doing that to Haaland. Ooh,
Maxi's like
beautiful.
Frankie. Let's see what happens.
There's a question for Veta here. Veta, how far are you with studying fluid UCL? We need you. The UCL is about to start.
My studies have been excellent. Every Friday, I have a tutor. I go over the material. I've been looking at what we've been doing in the past. I've been looking at what we're doing presently, and all signs are pointing to be very good results. Trust me, Daniel. We're gonna have a proper convo when the UCL kicks back in. My studies are proving well. We're looking good. Pep's obviously looked at some of the things that have happened in the past, and he's course corrected. So be excited, man.
Oh, that's
Yep.
good. Yes, I'm talking about his attitude. So Ortega saying he was happy to be at City. That's good to
Absolutely.
hear. ISK, thank you, guys. Everybody, keep the questions going. The panel is here. Veta is going to have a show later on at 6:30, so he will leave us for that. All-time Man City Premier League XL.
Oh, that's a hard one, man.
That is
That's a hard
such
one.
a hard one.
That's a
That's a
hard
hard one.
That's a hard one.
Should we do it though? I think we should do it.
That's gonna take
We
like
get-
20 minutes, man.
Actually, no, that's
I'll
gonna take
leave
more than
it-
20
Jo-
minutes.
Jo-
That's gonna take a whole
Join us
hour.
to do.
I
Okay,
think-
you know what? Let's do it. I'm gonna do you
Do
a
a
favor.
separate show.
No. I'm
Separate
gonna do a
show.
favor. I'm gonna do a separate. Yeah, that's a good one. I was about to say thing. Separate show. I'll do a separate show, man. I promise. We'll do a separate show. Then we'll do that so that we can have a lot of people to debate. How you doing, Luca, man? We so need to collab soon. Yeah, we will collab for the 15th of February, man. During the other one, I was away, man. Now I'm serious. We don't need to replace him. That's two. Yeah. Carl 5.0. There's the
No,
comment.
No.
Play Lewis. Two.
Carl's just the teacher. He's just the teacher.
Yeah. Play Lewis. Two.
I'm still learning,
Laporte
man.
plays there. Three Cancelo return. So he said Lewis can play Lewis. Laporte can play there, and obviously we're talking about Agi can also play there. How will City deal with the transition from Pep to a new manager in the future? I'll
That's a
start with
good
you,
question.
Veta.
That's a
great
very
question.
good question.
Veda.
I'll start with you, Veta. Very good question, man. Twisted. Finally.
How you know what?
I like
let
this.
me. Yeah, this is a very good question. Because rivals want to say, "Oh, when Pep's gone, it's over. Enjoy your time now." Because when Pep is gone, all this winning is done. No, listen, Twisted. I respect you in the comments always. City has shown even before Pep got here that they look before they need to react. They've already pre-planned. They've got circumstances that have kind of laid out. If this happens, we're going to do this. If this happens, we're going to do that. Best believe, as much as we are happy, excited to continue to have Pep and giving him that extension, they're still thinking life after Pep. Before Pep even got here with Pellegrini, they'd actually looked at things to put in place before he even got here.
They did.
So
They did, yeah.
100%. Rivals don't know that. Rivals think that Pep got here, everything's done because he's here. No, they were smart enough to know there's people in place that are making decisions before the manager even got here. The same thing's going to be done for the next manager. I don't know who it is. I don't even know what the short list is. But best believe when it comes to that time, they're going to have things in place for that next guy, and they're going to want to set up the next manager for success. It's not going to be the, oh, hey, I'm United. I've now decided to retire, make do with this. No, it's going to be well thought out. So we're going to be all right. Don't worry, Twisted.
I'm pretty sure whoever is being picked next, unless somebody spectacular just show up from somewhere, I'm pretty sure they're studying a few people.
You know
honest
who's on
with
the
you-
list? Carl's on the list, number 2, and then Patrick will be his assistant.
Man, I wouldn't take the pressure of that. Don't Colin says don't complain he plays Jack in left back in Champions League. I would be dying to see that. Charlie is laughing. There's Foden at left back soon. Most underrated player at Man City.
Oh, that's a good question.
Gundogan. For me, it's Gundogan. He doesn't get
Is it,
so
is
much.
it right? Are we talking about right now? Are we talking about the squad right now?
I don't know.
John
I'm just
Stones.
talking about right now. I'm talking
John
about right
Stones
now. I'm
for
talking
me.
about
John
Gundogan.
Stones.
If you,
John Stones for me. John
Yeah,
Stones.
for me, it's Gundogan. I've seen a lot of people do that
Right
midfield for the Prem, and they always seem to leave Gundogan, which is quite funny. Which he's
Most
one of the most.
underrated player. This
Edison or Gundogan for me. One of the two.
no,
me,
no,
it's
no.
John-
You know
Gundo.
what?
It's Edison. It's Edison. I think it's Edison.
For me, it's John Stones
For
because
me.
he doesn't get enough credit.
The list is long because everyone defensively they get underrated. They always
100%.
want to credit our defense because of us how we hold the ball. They don't,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So our whole defense are underrated from
There's so
rivals, and it's
many.
hard to
Ruben
pinpoint
Diaz.
one.
Ruben Diaz. is-
Nathan
Exactly,
Ake?
they want to write off Ruben. It's crazy, man.
Nathan Ake?
Yeah,
100%.
that's another one. That's another one.
It's FIFA. Thank you for the commentary. Thank you for the question, guys. Keep the questions going. We're gonna go for a few minutes. Then, as I said, Veda has a show at 6:30. So, thank you very much, guys, for this Q&A. Let's keep going. Let's keep going.
Yep.
Somebody said, Carson. Interesting point about the 3-2-2-3 and playing center backs. Yeah, very interesting.
Next time
Yeah.
we play, to the guy that just commented that, next time we play, obviously you're gonna watch the game live. I want you to re-watch the game again. Watch it, because this advice I took from my brothers here, Patrick, Veta, Gundo, and Adam. Re-watch the games. When you re-watch it, you can understand more about Pep's philosophy, the system, how it works, and everything. So my advice to you, brother, re-watch the games, and you understand it more.
Guys, this will be a pain. Guys, this will be painful in the UCL. We're already used to the pain.
Why?
Colin. Now
Why
let's
is it
get
gonna?
the-
No. But why is it gonna be painful? Why? Why is it gonna be painful?
He's projecting his own fear. That's fine.
And that's why we love sport, right? Sport's about emotion. There's a huge portion of the fan base that are like still hurting. So when they watch this, they're on pins and needles. Man, just enjoy when the match starts.
Veda, what else can happen to us? Leon twice.
Yeah.
Leon twice.
There's nothing else. There's nothing else.
Monaco, Madrid. What else? There's
You know what it is, Patrick.
Tottenham.
You know what it is. When you've been, this is going to be a terrible example. Don't kill me in the comments. But when you've been a prisoner of war already, you've been tortured. Nothing else is gonna mess with you, man. Like
nothing
it's
else.
nothing.
You're right.
nothing's gonna mess with you.
People don't get it. We're done right now. Like at the end of the day,
If I talk, Patrick,
yeah.
that Spurs game, pained me more than the final.
Oh,
at Real Madrid.
stop. Oh,
Let's
you're
not,
right.
Let's not start. That's
Oh,
game. I was
yeah,
jumping.
yeah.
I was jumping.
We're
out the
gonna
way.
be there, though.
Do you think Foden will get back? Back his form. His form back.
Yes.
Mhm.
I think
Yeah.
he will.
I think all he needs is time, man, and he definitely has the support. He like if things were blown up and put into the put onto the timelines and the man was exposed, it'd be a problem. But the
Terry,
club are
don't forget what
definitely
Pep said about a year or two ago when Foden was balling, and he said that Foden will have a time where he's not playing as well as he can play.
exactly.
And we're
Exactly.
here
So it's understanding the player, and they're showing him patience, man. He'll be fine.
Bayern has Davis and Cancelo. Imagine we had Cancelo, he's gone. Let's just give up on him, Collins.
You know what it is? Our fan base, Patrick. They can't let go
Huh?
of Cancelo.
Like our fan base is gas.
And I understand why. Like I understand why, because like for me, I let go of him. That same day I was so hurt. But then I thought,
This
you know what,
here
let's
by
move on.
Tapiwa, big up to you, brother. He gets it.
What do you
This
say?
whole loophole discussion, they all know about it.
Tapia drops gems, even if he doesn't watch it
Oh,
live. This guy
Tapia, I mean,
he's been commenting since we had like 10 subscribers. Big
I'm
up to
giving
you,
you
my
flowers
brother,
right now,
Tapia, African
Tapia.
brother.
I'm
Big
giving you
up to you, man.
flowers. I'm giving you a big bunch of red roses right now, Tapia.
Yeah, go ahead,
Because
read it, Carl, because you're excited with it.
Tapia says, yeah, everyone knew about the loophole. Just that most clubs have the discipline to avoid that risk. Because we saw what happened in a worst case scenario, like what happened to Barca on the Bartomeu. They all know it. But they're not stupid enough to do 8-year contracts on a guy who is 20 years old in the Premier League. Who does that?
You're right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then to make it worse, you go and borrow the money for the transaction from a factoring company. Do you know what that means? That's basically going to a payday loan guy to help fund your transaction because you're broke.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Continue. Carl, Khadija is not having this nonsense. Somebody say Carson is underrated. This is underrated.
You know what it is, guys?
Great
You know
is
the
clear.
the company that does it, like the one that helped Atletico to fund the Joao Felix is a company called 23 Capitals. I've done some work for them during just with their building. they're very big companies where they do like this stuff where they will pretty much give you the money, yeah, and then you pay the interest. So you come to a set agreement. It's a company called 23 Capital in central London. Yeah, is where. So if like
Okay.
you're the said club, they will give you say like an example of the player is worth say 50 million. They will give you the 50 million, loan you out, and
Adam,
then you come to an agreement of how much you're gonna pay them
Adam,
with the
here's a
including
simple
interest.
question. Adam, the simple question is this, right? To all my Chelsea friends out there who are out there, and I love you guys. I have many friends, right? Abdullah.
Yeah, big up to you, Apply, man.
Why didn't Broly pay the release clause 100% at the beginning? Why is he doing 8 years? Simple question. Ask yourself that question, and ask yourself the question honestly. Why? You know why? Because they can't afford it.
Yeah, but Carl, Chelsea fans, they can't hear that. That's not their persona. That's
Lingo,
not their
yeah, that's not
identity.
lingo. That's not what they
They,
used to
they
be
don't
told.
understand that. Yeah, they don't
Veta,
understand.
imagine saying that on football was. It would be
Oh
hell
yeah,
loose.
yeah, we'd be attacked.
I'm-
We'd
this
be
You know
is
what?
not me. This is not me hating.
You know what,
This
Carl,
is not me
it's as
hating.
if you're telling the kid that, today we have no chicken on the table. We're gonna go hunting for chicken. They'll be like, what? You're hunting?
No, it's
for
just,
what? We're gonna hunt for
it's
what?
even
Hunt
it's,
chicken?
it's very simple, Pat and Data and Hamza and Adam. Ask the question: why didn't you pay for this guy when the release clause was 105? Why are you adding 15 more to spread the payments out? Why?
There's no money.
You know what? I'm going to ask Chelsea fans this question. I'm going to make a space blow up one day. I'm going to ask them this.
Daddy, they were talking. The studying is a joke. It's an inside joke. You missed it. It's an inside joke.
Big up to Wantali.
Okay, so former Man City player you would love to have.
Right, let's all go one each. Let's all go
Leroy.
one each. I want to hear this. Let's all go
Leroy
one.
Sané.
Yeah, one each. I'll start with you, Adam, because you've been silent. Well, one each, Adam. Don't go to get excited. I don't want to hear the whole squad of Craig
Adam, go
Bellamy, Richard Don. Go ahead,
Adam,
Adam.
go ahead. He's not here.
What's his name? I'm here, but Carl said one of them, but I'm gonna go different. Yeah. I'm gonna go for passion because I love the passion that he has, and every single time he puts his shirt on, he bleeds for the club. Yeah, is Pablo Zabaleta. This man, he bleeds blue. As soon as he puts that shirt on, he's a different monster, and I respect him for that.
Okay, what about yourself, Veta? Who would you bring back? Please don't say Adam Johnson. Please don't.
No. This is I got many, but strictly from I got my content creator hat on. Robinho.
Yeah.
The reason, hear me out. The reason why is he's now seen what's happened from then till now. And I would love to have the conversation about what it was like then and then to see what's happening now. I think they would be a fantastic combo.
Okay, big up to you. What about yourself, Hamza? Who would you like to bring back into this team?
Well, there's like Veta said, there's a list, isn't there? There's many. You know, we've got Sane, the Zabaleta. You know, there's a list, and it's very difficult to decide. Sane is definitely up there for me, but I want to think of a different one because Gundo's obviously mentioned. Obviously, he'll come up with another one.
Sorry about
No,
that.
it's all right, Gundo. It's all right, Professor. It's all right. I was gonna say, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna say, you know what it is. Aguero left. Yeah, he left and went to Barcelona. I'm gonna throw Aguero in there, man. Because Aguero was my favorite player. Like, he was my favorite player. And imagine Aguero and Haaland and Alvarez. Ooh. Oh my gosh, that would cook. We will win Champions Leagues, Premier Leagues. We'll be winning the lot with that.
That'd be terrible.
I'm gonna say Aguero. Man. It's my favorite player, Aguero.
You know the funny thing, Hamza?
Go on.
You actually have somebody close to Aguero on the bench.
I know Aguero Jr. We've got an Aguero Jr.
Yeah. Give him a chance, man. Patrick,
man. Yeah, no, good though. What's yours then?
This list is long, guys.
I'm doing Leroy. I just love that kid. I just think his balance, his grace, his dynamism, the swag, everything about him is just star boy. You know, I just like him. I just like the kid.
Okay.
When he's running on the ball, it's like a thoroughbred racehorse running. It's just so
yeah,
good
it's
to watch.
amazing. It's beautiful. I saw
Yeah.
I saw the assist he gave to David Silva in one of the games, and I was like, oh my god, this guy was next level. For me, it's Tevez. I saw Tevez was impossible. He was unstoppable. Tevez was just unstoppable for a guy who his body wasn't built like a footballer, but with the sort of
he's built like a
scoring he was
bulldog,
scoring,
man.
he was dangerous, man. He was dangerous. So me, I'll bring back Tevez, man. Tevez was incredible. Let's keep going for the questions, guys. As I said at 6:30, there's a show, Veta's show. In about 5 minutes, I'm going to close this show. You can go to Veta's show and you can cook there. By the way, we promise we're going to do the starting 11 all time, starting 11 on Man City in the next show. No, Veta, trust me, I'm using the part of your show to go and do something else. So don't say we can stay. Don't say that speech. So let's continue here. Okay, Man City probably have a plan for life after Pep. That's true. That is true. One Tally, as always, as one of my friends, Troy, he says United approach Pep. I think you rejected before in the past.
He did.
Are you agreeing that?
Alex did. He's right. He did approach Pep.
I think he was talking about now. He was trying to spark something for now. Do the City owners have an exit plan?
Everybody has an exit plan.
Yeah, they do. Everybody does. even Crystal Palace. Look at Simon. Simon used to own you guys, Twisted, but look at that.
Everybody has an exit plan.
He lost so much money. McCunion Way, I know you said you were going to get me back, but look, the super chats I sent to you were from a good place. But thank you for getting me back. Smash the like button. Thank you very much, McCunion Way, man. And prayers are with you and your family. There's a comment here. It's crazy you haven't won a UCL with the teams you've had.
That's football.
That's football.
Sometimes you have
the same.
Sometimes you have to. When you think about Barcelona didn't win their first UCL for 60 years. They didn't win it 60 years, and Barcelona were a big club in the world at that time. They had Maradona at one point in time. They had all these players. They had Cruyff. They didn't win it for 60 years until Pep and this guy, the former Everton manager, against Sampdoria, and they won the Champions League.
Koeman. Is it Koeman?
Yeah. So it's football, man. You just you move.
Yeah, guys, Mancunian Way reached 1K. Go and subscribe to Mancunian Way. I'm going to put both their links with Veta Games when I'm done with this, when I'm doing the editing of a few things. So here is Tapio says, Man said prison of war. Yeah, that's about Veta. Veta with the example. Let's keep going. Nice thumbnail. Thank you very much, man. I tried to put a bit of spice on the thumbnail. My thumbnails are always colorful and try to get them excited. McKenna says, Fallen is crap, Walker is crap, Pep is bored, I'm going to play golf. Yeah, that's the song being sung, but that's mostly sung by kids. Thoughts on Varane? I think Varane has retired from international soccer.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. He's a good player. I like him.
What are your thoughts? Let's start with Veta because you're a Varane fan.
Why am I a Varane fan?
I'm just joking. I'm just joking. Yeah, Veta. So, what do you think? He's retired. I think it's for his own good. Just that's all I can say.
Yeah.
Because balancing the two things, the guy was not reliable to stay fit. So keep going.
No, 100%. And I don't fault any player with the career that he's had. Right? Like he's done at it. He's done it at such a high level for such a long time. And not every player knows when to call it quits. Not every player. Unfortunately, some players have to wait until they've suffered something very extreme with regards to injury before they say farewell to the game. So, I mean, farewell. He wasn't a player for us, but I've watched him play and I respected his game. It'll be interesting to see how he gets replaced. It'll be interesting to see how that happens. But no. Great journey.
I'm pretty sure they're gonna just put in Saliba and Fofana might be back. So you know what? They're not gonna be missing anybody. You know France, man. They'll go get another African fill-in. I don't know. I'm joking. Okay, great streams, fellas. Thoughts on Calvin Phillips? I was so excited when he joined, but I think we might have to be a little ruthless with him in summer. Playing way too much, guys. I'm seeing rumors that Phillips is 5 out of 10. The rating of 5 out of 10 that he might actually leave, that he might actually stay. That's a low 5 out of 10.
No,
guys,
but we have to.
There's rumors about Declan Rice being admired by City.
No, stay away, stay away, stay away.
No, wait, let me finish. Then there's rumors that West Ham have always wanted Phillips for a long time.
No.
All Phillips needs is time. That's all he needs. Just time. He's been injured, shoulder injury, went to the World Cup, wasn't really fit, came back, wasn't really fit, started one game. What's he gonna do? Be like Rodri? Now? Rodri first year was horrible. We forget, right? We used to call it Rodrigan, right? Rodri and Gundogan, too slow. Remember that? Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, so give him time. The boy will pick up. Give him time. In my opinion, at least. I don't know.
No, I agree. I think we just need to give him time.
Yeah.
Just be patient with it.
Yeah.
I agree.
Patrick,
yeah, hopefully it's for the best, because I'm pretty sure if he doesn't step up, Maximo Peron is also on his way. So anyway, yeah. So you should have signed Enzo Fernandez. I think. Yeah. Okay. What do you think Foden's best position is? Guys, we're gonna be closing.
That's a very good question.
In about 5 to 10 minutes, we're gonna be closing. But this is a very good question. Keep them coming. So it says, what do you think Foden's best position is? I'll give it to Adam. Adam, since you hate Riyad Mahrez, do you think Foden should take Riyad Mahrez's position? Since you despise him.
No,
come after him now.
No, I think look, I know people are gonna say Foden should be moved to the midfield, but the issue with the midfield is then who is he gonna replace in the midfield? So it's a difficult situation. I would play him on the left, but then you've also got people there on the left like Grealish has been performing. Then if you put him to the right, Mahrez has been performing. So you've got it's a difficult decision.
Isn't his best position behind the striker?
I think so, but it's difficult. Who are you gonna drop though? That's the problem.
Look, this is my thing. I don't know if you guys are gonna jump into this. I think Foden, given the same role like Alvarez, where sometimes he just floats around, Foden would be dangerous. I don't know who thinks it's wrong.
That's good
I think he would be very dangerous.
Good shot.
Yeah. Like, you know how Alvarez he goes into midfield, he's behind Haaland, sometimes he goes next to Haaland. I think Foden needs that freedom, because Foden would be dangerous, because Foden running at you down the middle like Jack Grealish does sometimes. They're very dangerous players to get the ball off, and these are players, defenders don't want them in the box. So do you know what they do, Carl? You know yourself, they foul them before they get in the box. They don't, if you get in the box, they can't touch them. So I just think Foden one day has to just be behind the striker. I like to see that. I saw it with Alvarez and he plays it very well. But I think Jack Foden are players that if you put them behind the striker, they're cooking.
Can you imagine, Patrick? Can you imagine just for a moment a front three of Grealish, Haaland, and Mahrez, and then the 2 10s of Alvarez and Foden? Imagine that front five.
My God. It's a long day for the defenders and the midfield.
City fans, this is what we talk about. We have strength in depth. Think about that. Now, when we mention those five, guess who drops out? Right? De Bruyne, Gundogan drop out, and maybe even Bernardo drop out. Right? Think about that, guys, out there.
That's a good point.
Just bear with me for a minute. I was getting something. I forgot to get one thing. So there we go. I found it. I think so. Let's see if it opens up. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's not opening up. Okay, there we go. Just bear with me for a minute, guys. There was just one thing I think I missed. Don't Smoke. How you doing? Don't Smoke. Don't Smoke just came in. Welcome, Don't Smoke. Guys, like the vid. Don't Smoke. Since you've just come in, I'm going to throw this one at you because I am interested, but some City fans say rubbish. So, this guy has 1 year left on his contract. Madison, Don't Smoke, just fast. Would you take him?
Yes.
Okay.
He can take a good free kick. He can take a good free kick. He's creative, right? If you look in the league, I think when you watch him, right, I believe he's very good in the attacking spaces. Right, and he scores goals with both feet. Right, at one time I thought he was left-footed, only to find out he's right-footed because he strikes the ball. He strikes the ball pretty clean. Right, I don't see any attitude problems from him. Just that Southgate hates him for whatever reason. That's just Southgate. He loves pace and power merchants, which he isn't. So I feel he'll be a very good acquisition. Right, he is actually one of the few English players that I feel is actually talented and not overrated as the rest.
Okay, and he's got 1 year left on his contract, so this will be a good buy. I see some City fans saying, "No, keep him away. No, we don't want him." To be honest with you guys,
And he needs a
if you
Premier
think
League.
about it. Sorry?
And he needs a Premier League medal. It's the least we can do for him. We've given Grealish one already. Might as well give him as well.
Yeah, we can. We're in the business. We're in the business of handing those over. Especially these English players, when they see Foden, I think they feel pain. They feel pain when they.
I am in pain. I am in severe pain.
That's a Nigerian guy right there. I can tell. Channel TV from Nigeria, Lagos.
Yeah, as I was saying, yeah. So look, that's on the. Let me just get a few questions, guys. Don't smoke and welcome to the show, man. Now let me just get a few questions in, then we'll be able to transfer over to. So guys, thank you very much. I know you're asking so many questions, but now we're just going to jump to 2 questions. That then we'll be able to go to Better Games channel, guys. Go to Better Games channel. He's doing a show there. At which club will Pep have the biggest legacy?
Barcelona now. There's no question. It's Barcelona. That Barcelona team created what the world has never seen before and will never see again. The kind of football that they played under Pep Guardiola was out of this world. Nobody could touch them. Nobody could touch them. They won everything there was to win, and they did it twice. There's nothing. There's no comparison. There's no team in world football that can touch that team, in my opinion. None. Not 97 Brazil, not Real Madrid's team of the ages. No. Not Liverpool's. Nobody can touch that team. They were spectacular.
What about Veta? Veta, you seem like you're not agreeing with some of the points.
Well, the book is still being written.
True.
Or the movie is still being crafted, the script. So it hasn't been matched with what he's done at Barca because it was phenomenal, but his career is not over. So hey, I got my fingers crossed. I'm excited to continue to see what happens here at City. But as of now, his legacy at Barca has not been matched. Yeah.
You know,
don't smoke. Go ahead, don't smoke.
That's a good question, Terry. Terry deserves flowers for these questions, man. That's a brilliant question.
I agree with Gundo. The thing is, that was one of the most complete teams that you would ever come up. And is that team made one of the best United team look average?
Oh, yes.
Like, Fergie gave up. Right? Like, he gave up. Is that this team is one of those games whereby you know you're going to lose. The only question is by how much. Because you don't have the ball and they will score. So when you go into the game with damage limitation from minute 1. I don't think you get teams like that anymore, whereby you know you're not going to have the ball. They will dribble you. They will pamper you. You'll just be running for the sake. Like, your best player has to be the most hardworking player on the day for you to lose by 1 or 2-0.
Smoke.
How many times do you see that?
Smoke. How many UCLs did Sir Alex win with United? 2?
2.
So Guardiola denied Sir Alex from winning 4.
Yeah,
exactly.
But United fans talk about it as if the UCLs are so many at United when they talk about UCLs. So Adam and Hamza have to go. Big up to you, Adam and Hamza. Thank you for coming. Guys, as I said, there's at 6:30, there's a show, Veta's show. Go to Veta Games. I don't know if he's going now, but go to Veta Games. Go subscribe, guys. Subscribe to Veta Games. This one is for Don't Smoke. Man City 2017-18 or Man City 2018-19.
I'll go to Centurions, man. Right.
But that team had determination, isn't it? Even though they didn't do well in the UCL.
They had everything, right? That grit, determination, that flair. They could play you off the park. They could destroy you.
They were entertaining.
Exactly. So, and they won everything that there is to win domestically. Right.
Let me twist this question just a little bit. That's a fantastic question. Between 17-18 and 18-19 team, if they met in the UCL final, who wins that game?
That's a good one, eh? I think that is a good.
Vader shaking his head.
All I know is the 2017-18 team slaps this current team, the 2023 team.
Yeah, man.
I think they're gonna run rings around them. They'll make them give up, because how they made Chelsea give up.
But Terry's question, right? 18, 19 to 17, 18. I mean, in a UCL final, which one wins? Think about the maturity, the composure, what they needed to do to win 4 trophies in the league, how they were cheated in the UCL with the Tottenham game. Which one wins? Remember, 17-18 got slapped at Liverpool.
Yeah, I think the 18-19 wins because of the experience from the previous campaign.
Right.
So that's what becomes unfair on the previous one, because you can't have the experience of the future.
Yeah, right.
Right. So I think due to that, and VAR would be better refined. Yeah. VAR will have more new enemies to pick on. So
I know. There's a question here: should City recall Lavia? That's my boy.
Call him to do what though? For who?
That's the thing.
Sit on the bench.
Now, are you talking about now or the future? Because in the future, definitely, if he continues how he is.
Patrick, the thing is this, right? Do you think it's unfair on a player? He goes away and he starts shining. Maybe he's shining because of what's around him, where he is, compared to him coming here, and then he'll be like a little fish again, a little fish, a big in the ocean, a little fish in a big ocean. Some players, I think, are better off where they go because of the environment, and they have to step up. Because if you come here, you don't really have to step up. Literally, you have old people around you. That's why Rico deserves his flowers. Because when you can shine amongst the seniors around you, there's something special about you. Because if he comes back, because the thing is, if he comes back, he's still second fiddle to Rodri. Whereby there at Southampton, he's a short starter.
And he's a young player. So
don't do him dirty. Don't do him dirty. Don't do the kid dirty. He left for game time.
Let him enjoy his football. I know there's a lot
of. If he comes back, he'll be back at the same predicament he left for. No matter how well he plays.
Yeah, cool. So, guys, I'm gonna pick a few questions, and let me just read this from Daniel. Guys, thank you, but we're about to close, and just after the 2 questions I'm gonna pick. Unfortunately, we've been here for 1 hour 24 minutes. We're going. Veta has got a show. Go to Veta Games. I'm pretty sure Don't Smoke and Carl might join him. Unfortunately, I have to feed kids, so I have to. I'll be out for a minute. So that's why I hate it when people say Pep can't win the UCL without Messi, Iniesta. Pep left Barcelona in 2012. How many times has Barcelona won the UCL since then? Just once in 2015. Pep won the most UCLs at Barcelona. As a player, and he won 1. And as a manager, he won 2. So anyway, yes, guys, glad to catch the stream. And here is like, have you all seen the new idea being proposed by the PL? I'm not sure what idea you're on about, but Martin just text me out, put more, just expand on that. I'm not sure. I haven't heard anything because I've been online. Yes, bring back Lavia and give Southampton Calvin Phillips. Are you ever going to win the UCL with Pep in charge? Yes, the last question. And we're going
to. That's a dumb question, man.
Yes. Yes.
People here are very evil, man. Okay, so big up Patrick and the panel. For everyone, who would be your dreams signing for Man City in the summer? I think
my dream
signing would be amazing.
My dream signing.
Let's just go around. Let's go with Veta, since Veta is going to the show. What's your dream signing this summer, Veta?
Well, I know.
I don't.
Yeah, go ahead, Veta.
I don't know. I honestly don't know. Because I can't answer that. I honestly can't answer that. I don't have a dream signing with regards to a position as of right now. Maybe something will come up, and I'll bring this up next week. But I'm stumped.
Yeah, mine was always Son until I found out Son has just turned 30. So my dream is done. Son was. I'm always open. I think Son at City could have been something because of his hard work, the way he used to press. I'm talking about the Son that was hungry, the finishing. The time when he was first 9, I used to always say, imagine if Son was our first 9, because he used to be dangerous as a first 9. But now he's 30 and he hasn't won anything. I feel bad for Son, to be honest with you, but you put it upon yourself. Charlie says, I thought we should have kept Lavia, not bought a 40 million player. You never know, at that point in time, Lavia wanted something, and we thought Phillips would be the next thing. Let's give Phillips time, though. Let's give him time. We used to call Rodri a truck. Let's not forget. Who feeds their own kids? Thought that was a Rashford job. God, that's gas. I agree with Veta. There isn't a standard dream signing. It's easy Mbappe. UCY is pointless. We don't need it. Messi says Collins. Guys, thank you very much for that. Let me just ask Don't Smoke and Carl, what's your dream signing before we close?
Don't Smoke, go ahead, sir.
I want a left back. Go to South America. No, go to South America, right? Go to South America. Someone who's of decent height, close to 6 foot, right? That can defend.
Yeah,
I'll take that.
Sosa. So you're talking about somebody like Sosa? No, Charlie, I'm talking about myself. I used to think Rodri would never be good because he was too slow and he moved very slow. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about myself. That I used to call Rodri a truck, saying this guy, man, is moving like a truck in this midfield. Pat, did you read out my question put in the live before? Unfortunately, McLaren, I didn't. That was one of the ones I missed. Can you write it again? I'll give you a chance to write it again. But Veta is leaving, so Veta, you can leave if you want. You can just shamelessly plug your show.
Yo, check me out in less than 3 minutes. I'm gonna give you guys time. A little bit of an intro, but yeah, Vader Games, Why Always Me will be going off in less than 3-4 minutes. So thanks for having me on, Patrick. Q&A, I love it. I'm always going to be here when I can, man. Thank you.
I appreciate it, man. Go and support him, guys. Go and watch Vader's show on Vader Games. Go right now after this. Just search Vader Games on YouTube and go watch what he's going to be doing there. McLovin, man, if you're still here, just write down the question again, man. Just write down the question again. Please write it down fast.
My own dream signing, man.
Yeah, what about yourself? What's your dream signing?
I already mentioned Kylian Mbappe. I'm taking Kylian. Imagine the front three of Mbappe, Haaland, and Alvarez.
So you want Mbappe, Alvarez, and Haaland as your front three for City?
Yeah.
That would be great. That would be great. Unfortunately, Mancunian way, I'm about to close. The guys are going to Veta's show. If you want, you can join the Veta show. I'm about to close because I have kids here and they're hungry. But anyway, McLaughlin, McLaughlin, I apologize, but you're taking a bit long, McLaughlin, to type the question. If you want, I can keep that question for another show, or I can answer that question for you. Or you can take that, McLaughlin, take that question to Veta's channel and be able to. So, guys, appreciate it. Don't Smoke, appreciate it. Unfortunately, Don't Smoke, I know you came in, but we are 1 hour 29, so we stop here. We're gonna do a show. Don't Smoke. Somebody requested in the comments. We're gonna do a show about Man City. So we'll do that show. I'll text you separately. I'm pretty sure you'd love that show. Carl, thank you very much, man. Carl. So that's the Q&A, guys. Let us know in the comments if you enjoyed this. And thank you very much, guys. I appreciate it. Our last video has reached 1K. The other video reached 1K. At least now we're hitting those numbers. But we just appreciate it. It's not about the numbers, but it's about the people who we're interacting with. Yeah. So thank you very much, guys. I appreciate it. Like the video. Oh, well, I've seen questions about UCL. It was mine too. I will ask something different. Do we overrate Foden?
I don't think so. I think he's just having a bad dip right now, which is normal for a young player. He'll be back to his normal best. He's a good player. The guy's generational. Just needs to find his form again.
John?
Patrick, to answer it quickly, I think many people have been stuck on this Messi Ronaldo thing, whereby they think that it's normal for a player to go for 10 years and consistently, season after season. Whereby historically, most players go through patches, like 2-3 good years, then there's a rut, and then and that's how normal. At the end of the day, that's how normal human beings function, right? It's not normal to be 10 years playing, performing. That's why Ronaldo and Messi were freaks of nature, and it's something you might never ever see again in your lifetime.
Even Maradona, I'm pretty sure that he does not always consistent. But these guys he did it for a short while, and obviously because he had a few issues. But guys, that's the thing. Don't put pressure on these young stars, man. They're incredible. Twister says absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much, guys. Appreciate it. Like the vid, and guys, appreciating the support. And for those guys who haven't subscribed yet, guys, subscribe. Join the True City Fan channel family. Subscribe to Pitch Points. We're going to be doing UCL very soon. Follow Don't Smoke on Twitter. Subscribe to Veda Games. Subscribe to Mancunian Way. Subscribe to all this the channels that are the people who come here, guys. Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate all the questions. The Q&A was successful because of you guys. We appreciate it. We'll do another one very soon. And Tari, you were clutch today. You are the man of the match, Tari, today. Man of the match with most of the tier 1 questions. Most of the questions were good, but Tari, you were hitting it on the nail today. Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate all the questions and appreciate all of you. Enjoy your Thursday, guys. We'll see you tomorrow for the preview of the Spurs game later in the evening. The link is already on the channel. You can see what time it is. Guys, goodbye.
Take care.